You know, I woke up today, thought I'd just play some games, chill out, drink a lot of water. That's my plan. Drink a lot of water. Maybe get a haircut because my hair is out of control. But saw something on the X, extreme Twitter, whatever. More things change, the more they stay the same. You know what I mean? Know what I mean? But anyway, the Knoll thing got me laughing the other day, but then I remember where it came from. It was the using adjectives, the anti-colonial play page from corporate D&D handbook. 6E or whatever I'm holding out to 10E, right? And they tweak it to get it just right. And then I go back to playing the Dungeons and Dragons brand. The brand. That's what it is. It's a brand. But they tell you, it goes back to wargaming, to D&D, and the founding people would not recognize it today by design. They've always hated you. Okay? Us. They've always hated. In order to make it theirs, they have to destroy what came before. This is a principle of Marxism. This is a principle of postmodernism. You have to deconstruct and destroy everything that came before. And then remake it into this goo. This lowest common denominator trash. It's a problem worth fixing. There was nothing wrong with it. Fucking retards. So anyway, it goes to just do this checklist of better stories. Avoid monolithic ancestry cultures. Basically, avoid anything that's culturally specific. Don't give your elves a culture. Don't give your dwarves a culture. Don't give your enemies a culture. Make them all just the same, just misunderstood. Focus on villainy as a choice. They're mooks to be run over. What y'all need to do is to take your little hand. Do so like this. See? Like this. Reach around behind. Grab those panties you got stuffed up the crack of your ass and pull them out. Then pick up your purse and go find a game like checkers or something. Once you make all the, the pieces the same color and no one knows whose turn it is. Like, it's kill me. Avoid the settled lands versus the wild lands. These guys are pitiful. They're taking everything out of a fantasy game to make it Portland. Where was that? I call it Dorklandia. That's why I've always hated Planescape. Sigil was the first step. The cosmopolitan center of the real universe. What you've known before about the outer realms and stuff, that's all bull. The non-gender specific Lady of Pain who walks around. She's greater than any greater god. She's special. And tieflings and cambions and half demons and devils are running their little barista shops everywhere. And blah, blah, blah. No one judges anyone because we're all just the same. Except we're not. Obviously. Oh, heroic figures as the saviors of lesser folk. Don't be heroes. They don't know how to be a hero. They don't understand that some people do need help. Except when they're doing it with their activist crusades. Don't use bad adjectives. Who's shocked that the language police are telling you what words to use? You control the vocabulary, you control the language, you control the debate, you control the conversation. They are molding people to speak a certain way as to agree with them, with their mindsets. They can't have you have a broad vocabulary. They can't have you have nuanced views because that would conflict with their narrative, and they can't think out of their Marxist box. Can we just nuke that area already? Shut the fuck up. Whatever. Make use of cultural inspiration from reliable sources. with the aim of centering other cultures and perspectives from a position of respect. Not everything deserves your respect. If it's degenerate faggotry, it doesn't deserve your respect. If it's harmful to culture, civilization, and other people, no, we can say it's a terrible idea. See, that's what cultural appropriation is, that I don't want to understand. Is it's the building blocks of all civilizations. You take what works and you put it into a good foundation. You take something from a culture and it sucks, like child sacrifice, child mutilation, gender mutilation, or sacrificing people to make the sun rise. This sucks. We're not using it no more. We're not going to apologize for conquering your lands and stopping you from cutting the hearts out of your fellow man. We're not doing it. Not sorry. Go fuck yourself. Call a Mexican and Indian and see how they take it. I'm just saying. But anyway, it just kills me. Focus on villainy as a choice and not about, unless you're defining, they're the ones defining what villainy is, right? If I made my game and said this degenerate aspects of this god of debauchery is making everything in this civilization hedonistic and gay, and that's the bad guys, and they've made the choice to subvert society and make everybody a fucking pervert, then suddenly, oh my god, you're problematic. Well, that villainy was a choice. And the other drow had it. They're tired of the matriarchy. Down with the matriarchy. You child sacrificing hags. Wait a minute. Am I still talking about the game? I'm confused. Just a little bit. They just pop them up play. I ignore what they do. Their brand is destroyed. They've destroyed Dungeons and Dragons, which is their goal. They admit that the founders and the people who played this game originally wouldn't recognize it. And it started with 3E. In 3E, they changed the rule set so it would be more of their product, where they had more control. It's always about control. So yeah, I play retro clones for a reason. You have more control over your lands and your rules and mechanics. You can custom design. You could take a scalpel to this trash if you want to, or you could take a chainsaw. It doesn't really matter. It's the goo. Everybody's the same. And I see people all the time, but you can be anything you want. Well, the restrictions present a challenge and a balance thing, right? And everybody wants settings, except if the settings don't align with your worldviews or stuff. So it's like, whatever. It's just people problems. It's just people being people. It's a little too peoply in here for me, so I'll just say, keeping to myself more lately. Decided not to go to any cons. Not that I've gone to any years, but I had the go-ahead and the money to go to the VentureCon this year. It's not. I think instead I'm going to go to a state park. I'm going to take, I don't know, 2 or 6 of my grandkids with me. And we're going to go to more state parks with the grandkids. While I have the time. While we have the time and the money, we should spend more time with the little ones. Mother little. Sorry guys, if I was hawking a game or a scenario or made an adventure and wanted to play test it, then I would probably go to one. I just don't want to be around a lot of people. I'm going to sit home on my computer and bitch to the ether. And when I'm not on here, I'm going to be hanging out with my progeny. Yeah. So, game well, game often, play colonially. Now I really want to play a game. Now I never was a fan of like the Mazteca stuff where you were going to the new world and blah blah blah. It just didn't appeal to me. I want my fantasy like the 60s and 70s books that I read, and not jungle fantasy. I like reading Tarzan. I don't want to play Tarzan. Nor do I want to play Conquistador. Just don't. Doesn't appeal to me. So I'll stick around what I do. Mega Dungeons, Dungeon Crawl, campaign play that always folds into domain play at a certain point. And the rest of you guys could play debauchery and coffee. So, I don't know. Weirdos, degenerates, hedonists. I guess they're trying to appeal to that. I don't know. More later.